Hi folks, it's going to be a bit more of an unusual vlog for this time. It's going to be filmed over 2 days, well this evening and tomorrow. Today I had my daughter at the hospital, my youngest daughter this time, for dental reasons. That was all a bit long and drawn out and isn't finished yet, so it's actually taken a lot more of the day than I thought, and so I've got to get up here tonight to try and give myself a head start on tomorrow. But while I'm walking past, before I get into what I want to show you and talk to you about, the top of Get to the Chopper originally only had the step down here, and there was no route around the step down. So now there's been put a small route around, in that it's not even a curb, guys, to be fair, and that will take you around the gap jump as well. So for those that don't fancy it, there is this route around now. So it's just offering another option there for people who don't fancy it and would prefer to build their way back up. Anyway, let's head over to the real reason that I'm here at this time of night for. It's not ideal working conditions using a chainsaw whilst losing light, but hey, if I'm not here doing it, nobody is. So let's crack on. So the real reason that I'm here tonight is there's another track that I want to get open and get ready, either be absolutely ready for opening day, which is by far my preference on this one, or to at least be ready for the following weekend, after opening weekend. The top of it is going to come out of here, out of this bracken area. This is the tape you can perhaps see over on where Get to the Chopper is, so it's just next door to Get to the Chopper, and it heads down into this way, and we'll swoop round to the right here. I don't know if you can see that I've already put in some stakes into the ground, but this is probably the start, is going to be the straightest part of it. I want to put a good snaking run with features at every kind of bend of the snake in. So in order to get sorted with that and to have an absolute idea of how long it's going to take, I need to get in here and just start doing some kind of prep work on it. There's an area of fallen trees just not very far down here. In fact, while we've still got a little bit of light, let's go and have a look at that now. So this is the area where all the work's got to go in. It's certainly the beginning of it anyway. As you might be able to see, that in this area, for whatever reason, we've just had an amount of trees go down. I'll give you a bit of a tour around, and you can see there's some down over there as well. Some bad ones through here with some really bad leans on. I've got one down in front of us, but then I've got another one here that you can see the back roots on, therefore that's unstable, it's got to come out. And there's another one with a really bad lean on over there that's started to shed its roots at the back as well. So that's a big tall one that's going to have to come out again. In fact, while I've got you here, we might as well just have a double check right through, because this is just what I'm going to do anyway. We're going to go in and have a check of it. There's another one that's come down there. This one fell and has taken another one with it. You can see that I've put some white markers in to show me my way through. I'll just climb over this part and we'll see what it's like in here. You can see that some of these have, well, that has got some roots up as well. So again, that's more to come down. That one as well, it's got roots showing at the back. So for whatever reason, just this particular area, again, that's showing its root at the back as well. It's going to have to come out. So you can see as we get through, and this is why this area is so strange. Let me just climb you through. This is why this is a bit unusual, because as you get over to the next bit, you can see across through there, there's nothing else that's like all blown down. It's just this area, and then it also stops just down there as well. Like it's just like one bit of it. I'm not sure why. There'll be somebody more knowledgeable than me who'll be able to tell me why this has happened. whether this knuckle part could just be very, very close to the kind of bedrock, and therefore the trees haven't been able to get down into it. Perhaps there's not a lot of soil on here, and we'll find out when we start digging it. So yeah, this is the area where I need to put some concentration in, and I need to make a plan for this as to how all this is going to come out and move, and specifically once all the wood's moved and cut up and any trees have been felled, we'll have to stack it into logs, then have a definite idea of which way through the track's going to come. Because once it gets out of this other side, I've got a good idea, excuse me, where it swoops back in. So let's sort this area out, but we're losing light. It's not a good day for trying to fit everything in. Well, there's one thing that I found out tonight, that the route through for the track that I want to call Beggars Canyon, it just isn't. There is no easy route through it. For whatever reason, there's a segment of forest that's it's kind of split by two fire breaks that have been cut a long time ago, and the segment between the two fire breaks that goes all the way up, nearly up to, well, you can see there's one or two there. It comes really nearly up to this point. The whole lot of it is just it's way overgrown. I mean, there's no room in between the stands for anything to be growing properly in there, and as a result, and I think as a result of its close proximity, that's why some of it hasn't had a chance to get its roots down properly, and that's why it's become unstable and fallen. So there's two kind of sides to this. Just on the straight up stewardship of the forest, that's got to be addressed, and it's got to be sorted out and sharpish before we get to the weather in the winter. But on the same side of it is I've got this vision in my head of a track that I want to put through there, and I really would like to have it in for opening, or at least very, very soon after opening. So it's a big push, but doing things like this tonight and getting here tonight and having a look over it and just getting it clean in my mind, now I can head home and have a bit of a think about it tonight and come back in the morning and actually start making the cuts. And tomorrow is almost going to be like a timed thing, where I get here at whatever time, record that, and then start to actually record the amount of clearing, or at least record how far down it I can get in a day. Because that's the big thing at the moment. Any of you that have used to doing saw work, it's just how many can you get cleaned out in a day, and some of them are great, some of them come out fine, but in areas down there where they're all really tight stands together, it's easy for them to get snagged in, and this larch, the stuff up at the top is almost like Velcro, so you can fell what you think is a tree with a fairly good lean on it, and it looks like it's got a bit of room, and you think that the weight and momentum should carry it through, but actually it doesn't always. So it's a lot of work, but it's unavoidable, it's got to be done for one reason or another, and actually I've got two very good reasons to do it. So I'll take you back down, because there is something else that I wanted to show you. So actually this is a better angle to show you that the route around that takes you through this side around in an S bend, so therefore you avoid the gap jump. You'd still be coming in here and then S bend round and in. So it's just a better angle to show you that the route around is little more than just one of those large concrete curbs in height. So it's a two log step down for the main one, but then hopefully you can see here next to it that this one is very small. It's not big at all. You've got to clean in, and I'll tidy up this route around area, but you avoid both the large step down and this, and therefore I'll avoid coming in through the gap jump, which isn't, I hope people will be keen to give it a go. It's not as daunting as it may seem, but out of the people up here that have been and come and done some testing for me and I've got some feedback from. 50% of them wanted to hit them and 50% didn't. So you know, it's only right to have a route around in that case. What a difference it is this morning. It's really grey and a bit dull. It might come out brighter like it has in the past couple of days, who knows. So first job this morning, take some orange marker spray and actually get through some of this and mark it off, because frankly need a bit of a route through to be able to decide. As you can see, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of sideways. This is a bad area that does need the tidying up. But yeah, the route through is the key before we start cutting. So to know what I'm cutting and get it marked up with some spray. So I'm actually back onto the line that I'm going to cut now. We'll get back through to where I want to be. So typically the idea is not to fell a healthy tree if at all possible. However, it can be healthy and crowded, and then for the purposes of thinning them we've just got to. So anyway, I've marked up a bit. I'm going to crack on and make a start. Something about running out of chainsaw oil when you're working way up at the very top is that it's all the way back down to the car for some more. What can you do? Thought I brought plenty with us, but we're getting through it this morning. If anybody's ever wondered what lunchtime at GNAR's like, or what lunchtime at GNAR is currently like, this is a common scene. Bit of sharpening and retensioning, and the obligatory can of pop. Have a bit of fizzy sugar midway through the day, and once we get this going, we can crack on and get the rest of the trees down. It's going to be a big job. This track is without doubt, of anything I've ever built, is definitely the most difficult one to farm out for the kind of beginning of the track, to get it going through. What my intention is I could do with one more week of the hired in big digger being in here. So the idea is to get this one all roughed out, and then that way I can at least make, even if it's just one pass with the big digger, that, you know, it's 7 tons, I think, around 7 tons, and it just one go over it will make a whole lot easier, and we can start on the rest of the build from there. Now, depending on timings and how this all works, the trailhead cabin's coming shortly. The timings would be that if this one that I'm calling Beggars Canyon isn't complete by opening weekend, it'll have at least had all the forestry part of it done, and it'll have had at least one pass of the big 7-ton digger, and then it'll just be a case of finishing it off. Now, we may even get to a point where actually I haven't thought about this, but thinking now, doing that and getting the trail crew in, we might even get it finished off then. So I'm really looking forward to this one, because this is the one that I've had in my mind since I decided, right, I'm going to quit my job and open up a bike park. So the trails that we have so far are fun, and I really enjoy riding them, and I think you're really going to enjoy riding them. But there's like a personal want to make this one come to fruition, and I think you're going to enjoy it too. So we got to the end of another successful day. I don't know how you guys would tell, but this area now has got a lot more light into it, and it's a lot more open at the canopy, which is it's a byproduct and a beneficial byproduct, obviously, of placing a tractor in here. The other side of that is, I suppose you can see around you that we've got some timber, and putting this track in, we're going to have plenty of timber. So I've already let slip that the place is going to be called Beggars Canyon, and it's I'm a Star Wars fan. What can I tell you? So the score is with this one, we've got tracks over that away that are essentially the features on them are what I would probably class as smallest ranging to smaller. And when we do the designation of the difficulties for each track, I'll find a way of denoting that and making it available to everyone. But this one is where we'll move into kind of what I would class as medium-sized features. So this, just bringing you down through here, it's really going to be really hard for you to see this to notice how it works until I get a bit more worked on it. But this one's going to have a swoop corner in and then send you straight through there. You'll bank round and then pop back down again. And essentially the way to, if you were looking at this one from above, it starts off with a long swooping bend to get you down to this point here, and then essentially it's going to zigzag snake fashion its way down the side of the hill there. So the idea is to put it in with berm, feature, berm, feature, berm, feature. And as I say, on this one we'll be looking at medium size, but I hope that's not off-putting to anyone, because I'm very sure that if you get comfortable on the 4 over here and you want to move on to this one, that it's not going to be like a sudden shock to the system. We're going to ramp you in gently, and then as we get over to the next tracks over, we'll go a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger, and essentially that's the idea of the whole place. So anyway, one thing I'm gonna do tomorrow, I'm just gonna get the spray, the orange spray out now, and just, I've got some white notches on there, but I'm just gonna mark my way through so that I'm ready for tomorrow and I know which bits need to be done. But one thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring the car up tomorrow, because there's a lot of gear to lug around when you're logging, and anybody who's done it will understand that. And doing it this way today wasn't the wisest move, because it was all to drag up here this morning, and then now to get back it's all to drag back down. So I'm going to put the car up in the forest tomorrow and make life a bit easier. So that's it for this has got some footage on from the recce that I did last night. So that's it for my strange 2-day vlog. It's over, well, an evening and a day. I suppose, to be honest, other than this morning, I've not done a lot of filming today, but it's just to keep you updated with what's going on. Future plans is the trailhead situation is coming in shortly. That kind of signals the last big push to get to opening. Now on this track, if it turns out that we can get the trail crew in here, and I can get a pass through it with the digger, there's no reason why we can't have this one open for opening weekend as well. I'm pretty confident that we can sort it out between us all, and yeah, I mean, they're just desperate to get open, but we're not far off now, and it's getting closer every day. So thanks very much for your time, guys, and thanks for watching, and thanks for all your support. 3,500 likes on the Facebook page. I don't even know what to say about that. That's just mad. I might have said it before, but I was there was a point where I was thinking, well, if 1,500 people that know about the place, that'll be awesome. So that's really cool. Thanks very much, and again, thanks for your time, and I'll see you soon.